Well, if you've been on social media the past couple of days, you've probably seen this image right here. This creepy figure is part of what's being called the MoMo challenge.
Okay, so here's the deal. MoMo targets young children on social media. This is how the story is going around, encouraging them to add a contact on the messaging service WhatsApp. Okay. And then it said that the children are then given challenges that encourage self-harm and even suicide. Now, fortunately, there have been no reports of self-harm or death as a result of this game, which may not be as big as everybody's trying to make it out to be. Authorities say it's probably just hackers trying to harvest some information.
But that doesn't mean parents should let their guard down when it comes to their children and social media. Teresa Gabbard is a guidance counselor with Most Blessed Sacrament Catholic School in Berlin, and she joins us to talk about why, even though this may be, I guess, a viral hoax, parents still need to pay attention. Thanks for being here.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
You're in a school. Have you heard any students or children talking about this?
So this came about yesterday, actually, from a colleague, and I had not heard one student talk about it yet. So of course, when she told me about it, I just went searching and started to research a little bit. And then I saw, like what you just said, that it's targeting some younger kids. So my friend who told me has 2 little ones. And the way she described it is what you had said, but not only just social media, but something like YouTube Kids, where their child's watching Peppa Pig, and not right away, but maybe several minutes in is what is being said, this image will pop up and say these things to children. And in doing my research, a lot of it said, you know, it will say things like, don't tell your parents about this. And so, of course, my friend, who then has a lot of young moms and friends and young moms, started letting each other know about it. And I think that's why then it was the big buzz yesterday. I got home and asked my children, they had not heard of it. I have older children, one 8th grade and 2, one high school, one college. They had not heard. So then I texted my friends, have your kids spoken of this? They all asked, out of the 5 or 6, 1 had heard of it. But now they all know about it. So I'm sure today they're all buzzing about it. Because now they're intrigued. They want to find out, what is this? So they're all looking it up and trying to figure out as they play Fortnite, well, I don't see it, where is it? And so we definitely, this has just opened a door to just, yes, we need to educate, and we need to talk, and we need to talk over and over again, because it's ever changing. There's going to be a new one popping up tomorrow.
There will be.
Yeah,
you're right.
And that's the
My
thing
son
about
just
this.
mentioned it to me last night. He said, do you know about this? I said, well, tell me. And he did. Do you think that hackers and people that are trying to get information, personal information, and doing stuff like this, do you think they're getting more creative when it comes around to?
I think sadly they are. I think when we learn about hackers and how to protect ourselves from giving out that information, then they realize, okay, well, they've got my trick there, I've got to figure out something else. And I think them doing this, if this is all legit, like, you know, some of the stories are saying, it's a new low. Because now they're targeting our younger, vulnerable, innocent children.
Well,
and that's what makes me sad.
And like you said, there'll probably be a new one tomorrow. And it seems like even when I was a kid, there were things that, you know, not online, obviously, that you could do, but challenges and stuff like that. Do you think that, or why do you think kids are interested in these challenges? What is the draw?
Funny. We've talked, when I go to the classes, especially in middle school, we talk a lot about that, and I try to tell them, please, don't do these challenges. But they do them because they think they're cool. They do them because it gets them attention. They do them because if they do it and then post it, it's getting them more likes. Or they do it because they're seeing celebrities or people they look up to do them, so I'm going to do it too. Sometimes it's by peer pressure, sometimes they're being bullied to do it. So these challenges, while they all think are fun and games, I remind them they're not. They can lead to danger, they can lead to death, some of them. So we really have to be careful with these online challenges. And parents, again, as I was looking up some information last night, we just have to, every once in a while, what are the current challenges online? As parents, we need to know, because they're not going to tell us. So we really need to educate ourselves constantly on this matter.
And stay on top of it. Okay, so we know that kids, just being kids, are probably going to be doing some things online that they shouldn't be in the first place. We're not always going to catch them, but is there something that we can look for to give us the idea, I need to pay attention because something might be going on?
Yes. You know, when we talk, and I know we're going to talk maybe a little more about some safety things parents need to do, but I think we should know if they're being sneaky, if they're being in their room an awful lot on their devices. You know, back in the day, we used to say, to be safe, we'll just keep our PC in a family room where everybody, well now, that's not a rule that applies. Everybody's got their own devices and they're off doing their own thing. So, you know, It's family rules, and if a child is off doing that, or they go to bed, but then their parents aren't aware, they're waking up in the middle of the night, still hooking up with their friends playing these games, like, it's things like that that I think we need to be watching for. How tired are you in the morning? I thought they went to bed at 9. Why are they acting like they didn't go? You know, we really need to be checking on them and checking on what they're playing and who they're playing with. I totally try to stress with the kids I see and my own kids, if you're playing these online games, make sure it's with people you know. When you dabble into then playing with strangers, you're opening up a whole new world of danger, because they then know how to start asking you information and you might start giving it. So there's so many avenues that need to be talked about this. And again, if this MoMo challenge did anything, hopefully it's opening up a door of conversation that parents need to be having with their kids.
And it's constant conversation.
Yes, it has to be constant, because it's ever changing. So we need to constantly, I feel as parents, need to revisit it often. Get in the conversation like, what would happen if you came across that picture? Like with older kids, I would be showing them that picture just so they know what they're looking for. Younger ones, maybe not. But we need to give those what ifs. Like, what would you do if someone asked you this? What would you do if you saw that? Who would you go to? You know, I'm a trusted adult, and I stress that with my kids at our school. Who are your 2 or 3 trusted adults? We have to know that, and they have to know who they can go to about anything that they see that is scary to them, that they don't understand. So we have to keep that conversation ever going.
Or if they're told not to tell anyone, because that's
that's
the
a
part,
biggie.
that's a biggie of this one. They're said that, you know, harm will come to your family if you tell.
When we talk, as parents do, I hope, and I know in my school we do, strangers, you know, when you talk about strangers, and if you're at an amusement park and you get separated, you wouldn't give them information. We have to have that conversation like that about this. And so when secrets, we talk about secrets can never be a good thing unless it's like, don't tell mom you were having a surprise party. But if anybody ever says, don't tell your parents, that is not a secret to be kept. That has to be told to your trusted adults. And if you go to one and they don't quite hear you, then you go to your other one. And you keep going until someone hears you.
Teresa Gabbard, thank you so much. Good
Thank you so
information. I
much.
feel like we just need to keep the message going.
We just need to keep talking.